Okay. So good afternoon, my dear friends. How are you all? You must be doing good. Yes, sir. Okay. So dear friends, now we are, in our topic determination of price and output. We have had a discussion in the last part where we had discussed about perfect competition and monopoly in a lot of details, if you remember. Perfect competition and monopoly we had done in a great detail, right? In that light, my dear friends, I'll continue our efforts today as well. I'll continue our efforts today as well. In the last class, which was headed determination of prices, we had discussed monopoly as well as perfect competition. Okay. So now we are headed on to imperfect competition. Okay. Now in imperfect competition, there are two cases, as you know. Number one is monopolistic competition. Number one, as you have here, is monopolistic competition. And number two, as you have it here, is oligopoly. Number one is monopolistic competition, and number two is oligopoly. Okay, friends? Yes, sir, it's crystal clear. Now, how do you go about it? Now, my dear friends, if we talk about it further, see, monopolistic competition, you all see and try and understand, is a situation where there are large number of sellers. Is it infinitely large? No, it is not infinitely large. It is not infinitely large. It is large but not infinitely large. Sir, can you give some example? Yes. Example is shoes. If you talk about shoes, my dear friends, you have Nike, you have Adidas, you have Bata, you have Puma. There are many sellers. So that's what we are discussing, that it is characterized by existence of large number of sellers. It is a market characterized by existence of large number of sellers. And yes, one more interesting thing. In perfect competition, the products were completely homogeneous. In perfect competition, the products were homogeneous. In monopolistic competition, in monopoly, there was no substitute. But in monopolistic competition, the products are close substitutes of one another. Each one is trying to show that my product is different from my competition's product. हर कोई ये दिखाने में लगा है कि मेरी प्रोडक्ट मेरी कंपटीशन के प्रोडक्ट से बेहतर है सब्स्टिट्यूट ही, क्योंकि शूज वो भी बेच रहा है, शूज आप भी बेच रहे हो, but they are close substitute. So this is what we are discussing, that in monopolistic competition, there is, please remember, in monopolistic competition, there is no close substitute. Is it true or is it false? Absolutely false. In monopolistic competition, there are, yes, there are, you heard it correct, close substitutes of the product. Yes, there are close substitutes of the product. Absolutely, it's correct. There are a large number of sellers. Each one is trying to differentiate their product. Each one is trying to differentiate their product. Sir, we have understood this. Sir, we have understood this. So, sir, monopolistic competition फिर से समझाइए in हिंदी. Monopolistic competition एक ऐसा मार्केट है इकोनॉमिक्स के अंदर जिसमें मल्टीपल सेलर्स होते हैं, इनफाइनाइट नहीं होते हैं. परफेक्ट कंपटीशन में इनफाइनाइट थे, इसमें इनफाइनाइट नहीं होते हैं. और परफेक्ट कंपटीशन में होमोजीनियस था प्रोडक्ट, मतलब दोनों प्रोडक्ट सेम थे एग्जैक्टली. मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन में कोशिश होती है कि प्रोडक्ट को अपने कंपटीशन से अलग दिखाया जाए, टू ट्राई टू शो द प्रोडक्ट different from competition. But after all, the products are close substitutes. The products are close substitutes of one another. The products are close substitutes of one another. Everybody in the chat, write it down. The products in a monopolistic competition are close substitutes of one another. They are close substitutes of one another. Acha, sir. Is that so, sir? Yes, my dear friends. That is correct. Yes, my dear friends, that is correct. Achha. Sir, can you elaborate a bit further? Like, why is monopolistic competition called so? The question is, why is monopolistic competition called so? मतलब जो monopolistic competition का नाम है, वो नाम क्यों है? Why is it called monopolistic competition? Why is monopolistic competition called so? That is the question. That is the question. Why is monopolistic competition called so? So now let me answer this. See, I will explain it in both English and Hindi, okay? See, First of all, Puma, Adidas, Nike, all of you will agree if you see your friends or yourself, you have a loyalty towards a particular brand. So suppose you like Nike shoes. Okay. So if you like Nike shoes, you will always want to have Nike shoes only. Now, my dear friends, what happens is, Nike is enjoying a monopoly. That is called brand monopoly. Suppose you like Nike, so you always purchase Nike. Similarly, your other friend, he or she likes Puma, so they will always purchase Puma. Now, what is happening here? Each brand has a monopoly, customer loyalty. That is brand monopoly, brand loyalty. But now Puma has a brand loyalty, Nike has a brand loyalty. But both of them have to compete with each other, having similar loyalty. So see, there is monopoly of the brand. There is monopoly of the brand. Like Puma has a brand, Nike has a brand. So yes, there is monopoly of the brand. But there is also competition from other brand having similar monopoly. Because now Nike knows that Puma also has a loyal base. So Nike has to compete. Puma knows Nike, Bata has their loyal customer base. And so there is monopoly of brand, but competition with other brands having similar monopoly power. That's why monopolistic and competition both have come together. सर एक बार हिंदी में समझाइए. देखिए, अगर आप प्यूमा का शूज लेते हैं तो आपकी एक लॉयल्टी है, तो इसलिए प्यूमा का एक ब्रांड मोनोपोली है. सिमिलरली आप अगर नाइकी का शूज लेते हैं, आपका नाइकी की तरफ एक ब्रांड मोनोपोली या एक ब्रांड लॉयल्टी है. बट अब आप लोग एक चीज सोचने का कोशिश कीजिए कि नाइकी और प्यूमा दोनों एक ब्रांड लॉयल्टी, एक ब्रांड मोनोपोली एंजॉय कर रहा है, बट दोनों को एक दूसरे के साथ भी तो compete करना पड़ रहा है क्योंकि दोनों का ब्रांड मोनोपोली है. तो ब्रांड का मोनोपोली है क्योंकि लॉयल्टी है, बट कंपटीशन भी है अदर ब्रांड्स के साथ जिनका सिमिलर लॉयल बेस है. दिस इज कॉल्ड मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन. आई होप इट्स क्रिस्टल क्लियर फ्रेंड्स. यस और नो, यस और नो, यस और नो. कम ऑन फ्रेंड्स. There is, what I can write is, there is monopoly of brand, but also competition with other brands having similar monopoly. There is monopoly of brand, but also competition with other brands having similar monopoly. There is monopoly of the brand, but also competition with other brands having similar monopoly. Understood? Plus competition with brands having similar monopoly in the form of brand loyalty. Similar monopoly. Understood? That's why it is competition as well as monopoly. So monopolistic competition, friends. So monopolistic competition, friends. Understood, sir. Understood, sir. See, Puma. These three people go to Puma only. These three people go to Nike only. So there is monopoly of brand, but competition with other brands having similar monopoly. And that is why it is called monopolistic. That is why it is called monopolistic competition. I'll write it down for you here. That is why it's called monopolistic competition. I hope it's crystal clear, friends. Yes or no, please. Yes or no, please, friends. Come on. Yes, sir, we get your idea. Yes, sir, we get your funda. Okay, that's great. Absolutely nice. Say it. Now moving on. Now moving on. Let's move on further. Let's move on further. What are the features of a monopolistic competition? The question is, what are the features of a monopolistic competition? What exactly are the features? What exactly are the features of monopolistic competition? So I'll help you out. See, feature number one is large number of sellers. In monopolistic competition, there is very large number of sellers. There is very large number of sellers. Acha sir, understood. What is it? It is characterized by very large number of sellers. Understood, sir. Very large number of sellers. Understood, sir. So it is characterized by very large number of sellers. Understood? Next, product differentiation. Yes, here there is no homogeneity. It means products are not exactly the same. Yes, they are close substitutes. 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 Absolutely, they are close substitutes. But are they exact substitutes? No, absolutely not. Are they exact substitutes? No, definitely not. That's what I'm trying to indicate you here, tell you here. So some kind of product differentiation. Product differentiation, I'll give you an example. You know, Nike, I may be wrong with, but Nike has a shoe brand called Air Jordans, you know, which are supposed to be light, they change color, something like this. And then there is another brand, Puma, who is launching some other specialty in their product. So everybody is trying to show different things. At the end, all of them are close because all of them are footwear only. If you talk about shoes particularly. So product differentiation exists in the form of designs, in the form of comfort, in the form of maybe color, etc., etc. But after all, they are close substitutes of one another. You have got to remember these things. Understood, sir. Third characteristic is a brilliant one. It is a market characterized by freedom of entry and exit. It is a market characterized by freedom of entry and exit. What does it mean, sir? What does it mean, freedom of entry and exit? What does it mean, sir? It means, you know, as a seller, there are no restrictions to entry. If you want to enter, enter. If you want to leave, if you want to exit, you may exit. There is no stopping you from the same. That is the feature here, freedom of entry and exit. But you know what? The best or the most important feature here is, you know what the best or the most important feature here is? Yes, sir, please tell us. It is non-price competition. Here the special feature is non-price competition. The special feature here is non-price competition. It means they are competing. It means they are competing, but not by reducing prices. So let's say, for example, if there is a competition going on between, suppose, I'll write it down for you. Suppose there is a competition going on between Puma and let's say Nike. Okay, so Puma will not do this game where it will try to sell more by reducing its prices. It's not good for the industry. Yes, to dispose of their excess stock. You know, sometimes new stock is coming in, or old stock we have to throw away. Old stocks we have to throw away. When we have to do something like this, friends, then maybe you will have to go and reduce the prices. But overall, this is what takes place here. Achha, is that so, sir? Yes, friends, that is so. So we have understood this. So here they are not, you know, because you know what will happen. See, I'll explain you why. Why they don't reduce prices to sell more. I will help you out why. Please focus here, okay? Please pay your attention here, okay? Yes. See what happens is. See, suppose Puma goes ahead and reduces the price. Now you all know if Puma reduces the price, Nike will not sit quietly. Nike will reduce the prices. You know, Bata is going to reduce the prices. At the end, what has happened due to this dirty game of reducing prices to sell more? All of them have, you know, self-sabotaged the industry. Now, the shoes industry, what has happened? All of us will observe that in shoes industry, the price of shoes have gone down. It's lethal to each one of them. Yes, they reduce price. What I am saying is, acha, don't say that they don't reduce price. No. I am not teaching you that. वो लोग प्राइस रिड्यूस करते हैं एक्स्ट्रा स्टॉक बेचने के लिए, ठीक है? प्राइस कंपटीशन से कॉम्पीट करने के लिए नहीं रिड्यूस करते हैं. नाइकी कभी ये नहीं सोचेगा कि प्यूमा को हराना है तो दाम घटा दो. हाँ, नाइकी का पर्पस दाम घटाने का कुछ और हो सकता है. कंपटीशन दाम घटाने का एक रीजन नहीं है. Understood or not understood, friends? Competition is not the reason for reducing price. It might be excess stock. It might be to dispose of old items. That can take place. So they can reduce that price. But just to sell more than their competition, they will never play this dirty game of reducing price. Are you understanding, friends? Yes or no, please? Are you understanding? Yes or no, please? Yes, sir, we have understood. Yes, sir, we have understood. So a very important feature of monopolistic competition is non-price competition. Non-price competition. So everybody in the chat write it down. Non-price competition is an important feature. Everybody in the chat box write it down. Non-price competition is an important feature of monopolistic competition. Non-price competition is an important feature of monopolistic competition. Pay attention, please. Remember this. Non-price competition is a very lethal, very important feature. I am sure you people have understood the same. I am sure you people have understood the same. Yes, sir, we did understand. Can you go ahead? Yes, let's go ahead, sir. Yes. Non-price competition is a very important feature here. Very important feature. That's right. That's right. Great, sir. Great, great. So now moving on. Now moving on. Let's see what is going on. Let's see what is going on. See. Now we are discussing about the demand and the AR curve. The demand and the AR curve here. We are talking about the demand and the AR curve here. Like what does it look like? The demand curve or the AR curve. All right. Now pay attention, friends. As like monopoly, here also the demand curve is going to be downward sloping. There is going to be one difference though. In monopoly, the curve was relatively inelastic because there was no substitutes. Remember, if they ask monopoly diagram versus monopolistic, so yes, they are both same because both are downward sloping. In monopoly also it was same, but there is a key difference. Remember the difference. In monopoly, the diagram was inelastic in nature. Inelastic in nature. So it was rather a steep one, steep diagram. But here you see it is relatively flatter. So that's what I'm writing. In monopolistic competition, it is elastic. Why elastic? You know, because now consumer has the option to shift to different producers. Got it? And therefore, in monopolistic competition, we say the demand is elastic in nature. It is relatively flatter. You see the AR curve. By the way, I hope you all know AR curve is also called the demand curve. So don't be worried. If they ask you demand curve or AR curve, that is referring to the same thing because AR refers to price only. Friends, is that crystal clear, friends? Write down monopoly, inelastic, monopolistic competition, elastic. Everybody write it down. Monopoly, inelastic, monopolistic competition, elastic. Monopoly, inelastic, monopolistic competition, elastic. Monopoly, inelastic, monopolistic competition, elastic. Everybody write it down. I hope it's crystal clear, friends. Come on, friends. Yes, sir, it's crystal clear, sir. Yes, sir, it's crystal clear. And you know, the MC curve as usual is U-shaped. And where is the equilibrium? You all know for equilibrium, the two conditions are here, where MC equals to MR and MC cuts MR from below, much like the monopoly diagram. So it is just like the monopolistic diagram. I mean the monopoly diagram. Yes, it is. It is supposed to be that way. It is supposed to be that way, friends. It is supposed to be that way. Acha. Is that so, sir? Yes, that is so, friends. That is so, friends. Sir, we have understood this. Fantastic. So remember, in the short run, now a very important point, monopolistic competition also, in the short run, they may earn supernormal profits, normal profits or losses. But what will happen in the long run? Only normal profits. You know why? Because suppose you are making supernormal profits. What will happen? New firms will enter the market. What will happen when supernormal profits are being earned? New firms will enter the market. So that will wipe away your extra profits. That will wipe away your extra profits because new firms are entering the market. And similarly, suppose you are incurring losses. Suppose you are incurring losses. Now what will happen? If you are incurring losses, my dear friends, existing firms will leave the market. If you are incurring losses, existing firms will leave the market. And that is what is going to happen. So in supernormal profits, new firms enter. And in losses, existing firms leave. Because nobody wants to face the loss. And eventually, what is the consequence in the long run? Only normal profits. So this is just like perfect competition, right? Yes, this is just like perfect competition. Acha, my dear friends, before I solve MCQs with you, one question I often get, I have explained this in cost chapter. Still I got this question. So in order to answer that, I will again explain you this. See, the question was, sir, what is normal profit? How is it different from supernormal profit? See, the game is simple. Okay. Suppose your total revenue, that is your total sales value, not the profits, sales value. Suppose your total sales value is 10,000 rupees. All right. Yes, sir. Seems pretty easy. Suppose your total sales value is rupees 10,000. All right, sir. No hard feelings. Absolutely correct. Now, friends, if your total revenue is or total sales is rupees 10,000, is total sales is rupees 10,000, then next what? There is explicit cost. You know the cost that is resulted in actual outflow. Suppose explicit cost is 3,000. Implicit cost is suppose 4,000. Okay. So see, what is the total cost? Total cost is 7,000. Yes or no? So if you all see, my dear friends, your total revenue is greater than total cost. Total cost means explicit plus implicit. If that is the case, you are making supernormal profits. S&P, supernormal profits. But friends, if your total revenue is equals to total cost equals to 7,000, suppose. So suppose instead of 10,000, your revenue is 7,000 only. You are just able to recover both explicit and implicit cost. That is, my dear friends, called you are making normal profits. You are making normal profits. You are making normal profits. Understood? Yes, sir, understood. Yes, sir, understood. Yes, sir, understood. Yes, sir, understood. Are you sure, friends? Have you understood? Yes, sir, we have understood this. So this is how you go about it. This is how you go about it. This is how you go about it. Sir, we have understood the game. We have understood the game of what is going on, sir. What is it? So with that said and done, let's solve some MCQs and see whether we are able to indeed solve it or not. Okay, let's have a look at it, friends. Let's have a look at it, friends, and see what we are able to learn. And yes, I will again show you the diagram on your request. Don't worry, huh? Diagram I will draw. Don't worry. But first, some MCQs. A market having products with no close substitutes. With no close substitutes. A market having product with no close substitute. Come on, tell me which one is it? Market having products with no close substitute. Is it a monopoly, perfect competition, monopolistic competition, or oligopoly market? Which one do you think is the correct answer in the given scenario? Come on. So yes, if you talk about no close substitutes, your answer is absolutely correct. It has to be monopoly market. It has to be done this way. It is monopoly market. You are absolutely correct in splitting the same. Now moving on. A market with homogeneous products. Homogeneous means products that are exactly the same. Is it monopoly market, perfect competition, monopolistic competition, or oligopoly? Which one do you think is the correct answer? Market with homogeneous. Homogeneous means exactly the same. You all are correct. When you tell me that, sir, it has to be perfect competition. Here the products are exactly the same. Here the products are exactly the same. Got it. Perfect competition, the products are exactly the same. Got it. Next. A market where advertisement takes place. Monopoly, perfect competition, monopolistic competition, or none. Where advertisement takes place. Achha, by the way, advertisement is also called selling cost in economics. Everybody write it down in your respective copies or notebooks. That advertising cost is also called selling cost in economics. Selling cost, selling cost, selling cost. Come on, everybody, write it down. You are correct. It is monopolistic competition where selling cost is incurred. It is monopolistic competition where selling cost is incurred. You are absolutely correct. Next. A firm in a monopolistically competitive market in the long run will make. It is given in the long run. The question pertains to long run. Come on, answer it. A market in a monopolistically competitive firm in the long run will make what? Supernormal profits, normal profit, losses, or none of them? Absolutely correct. That a market in a monopolistic competitive firm in the long run will make, yes, normal profits. Normal profits, normal profits. That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer. Friends, before I do anything else, let me help you with the diagram, okay? So let's draw the diagram and see what we are able to understand. All right. So pay attention, friends. Pay attention, friends. See, have a look, friends. Have a look, friends. Now, what is going on is, as usual, this you draw, then this you draw. Okay. Once you have drawn this, you take it downwards. You take it downwards. Again this curve, you take it downwards. Done, sir. Now this is representative of your marginal revenue, which will go negative as well. This is representative of your average revenue. Sir, seems all right. Now what is happening is, you have to draw marginal cost curve, which is U-shaped in nature. Here it is your marginal cost U-shaped in nature. So that is the quantity level you are pertaining to. You will remember I have done this yesterday. Yes, sir, you have done it indeed yesterday. So see, I am drawing this and then I am taking it down. I am bringing it down. Yes, I have brought it down. You have understood? You have understood this much? It has come here. Now, what did I tell you? That the axis will go up. The axis will go up because you want to know the price at which you are selling. This is just the determination of quantity that you have got. As this axis represents quantity, this axis is representing price or costs. Okay. Now pay attention. You have got the quantity level. Now you just push it a little upwards. Pushed it a little upwards. Once you have pushed it a little upwards, once it has pushed it a little upwards, see, pay attention, everyone. Now what happens is, if you are here, pay attention, everybody. If you are here, you charge some price. That is the price you are charging. Now you have to show supernormal profits. Suppose what will be your strategy? Sir, to show the costs below. To show the cost below. If you show the cost below, automatically your logic is covered here. Meaning, if you show the cost here, meaning this is U-shaped in nature as usual. See, you have U-shaped curve. Let's write it average cost curve here. Let's write it average cost curve here. Now this average cost curve, where is it meeting? Where is it meeting this particular line? Can you see this point? Where the cost line is meeting the quantity line, the blue line. Yes, sir. You just join them up. So this is your cost. Now you see our cost is greater than our price. So this extra shaded region that I am now indicating, I am indicating in some other color, let's say purple. This extra color that you are seeing, the purple region, that is representing supernormal profits. Sir, it is the same as monopoly diagram, sir. It feels is the same as monopoly diagram. You are correct if you feel the same. This is supernormal profit. My dear friends, is this much crystal clear? Yes or no, please confirm it. Yes or no, please confirm it. Come on, friends. Yes, sir, we have understood this. So, friends, if you have understood this, that is the basic idea. That is the basic idea. What is the basic idea here? The idea here is that you have your marginal costs, you have your average cost here, U-shape. Marginal cost is passing through minimum point of average cost. Then you just take down the quantity and just plot them up. Got it? So this is how it goes about here. Moving on. So if we talk about the monopolistic competition, let me summarize it for you in English and in Hindi. These are the basic points I would say you need to remember. Okay, so here it is. I go about it for you. Please pay attention and listen carefully. So number one. Pay attention, everyone. We are talking about what? We are talking about perfect competition first. All right, we are talking about perfect competition first. Perfect competition, we discussed that large number of sellers, homogeneous products. But monopolistic competition is different. We discussed monopolistic competition now. In monopolistic competition, there are large number of sellers, but the products are not homogeneous like perfect competition. The products are close substitutes. Are they incurring advertising costs? Yes. Are they incurring selling costs? Yes, absolutely yes. Is there freedom of entry and exit? Yes. Acha. What happens in the long and short run? In short run, anything can happen. Supernormal profits, normal profits, losses. All the three are the possibilities. All the three. In long run, only normal profits. Why? Because if you are earning supernormal, write it like this. If supernormal profits in short run, what will happen? This is true both for perfect competition and monopolistic competition. If short run profits in short run, if supernormal profits in short run, then what will happen? New firms will see, oh my God, you are earning profits. Let us come and share it. New firms enter. If, however, you are making losses in short run, what will happen? New firms will not enter. Matter of fact, existing firms will leave the market. Existing firms exit the market. They leave the market. Existing firms leave the market. And there it is. That is your analysis on this. My dear friends, is it crystal clear? Understood, not understood? Monopolistic competition for you. How is the curve? As usual, downward sloping. Got it? Have you noted it down, everybody? I need a confirmation before I, go about it further, any further. Only then I'll go ahead. If you will confirm it. Yes, sir, we agree. Yes, sir, we agree. Totally agree. Totally agree, sir. Now, what are we entering, sir? We are entering into the discussion of oligopoly. Oligopoly. Now, oligopoly is an interesting case, you see. I'll tell you how. See, let's come back to the topic. Okay, pay attention here. Oligopoly. Now, if you talk about oligopoly, friends, it is one of those markets with very few sellers. With very few sellers. I'll give you multiple examples. You can say in soft drinks market, if you see, there is this PepsiCo and Coca-Cola Inc. Yes or no? Then, there is another one. If you talk about aircraft manufacturing, there is this Boeing Airlines and there is one more, Airbus. Achha. Here I am giving you two, doesn't mean that there are only two players in oligopoly. Sorry, it's not the case. Just trying to give you an example of few sellers. Just don't write two sellers. No. Few sellers. Not two, rather few. Like if you go and see the Colgate, I mean the toothpaste market. There is this Colgate, there is this Patanjali, Colgate, Patanjali. Then there are some other small brands, Pepsodent and so many other. So there are very few sellers. And therefore, we say this market to be oligopolistic in nature. What? Oligopoly. So if you see perfect competition, infinitely large, monopoly, only one seller, no close substitutes, monopolistic competition, close substitutes, many sellers, oligopoly, few sellers, oligopoly, few sellers, oligopoly, few sellers. Everybody in the chat write down, oligopoly, few sellers, oligopoly, few sellers. That's correct. Oligopoly, few sellers. Is that crystal clear? Come on, friends. Oligopoly, few sellers. Yes, that's correct. Now pay attention, friends. If you talk about it further, so few sellers, example is soft drink. Then in automobile, there is Tata, Mahindra, and then there is this again in automobiles, there are some others. So that's why, there can be Volvo and all, but they are not from India. Volvo is not from India, obviously. You can talk about telecommunications. There is this Airtel, Jio. Yes. A very important point about oligopoly market. What is that point, sir? What is that point, sir? My dear friends, the important point is oligopoly market is characterized by strategic interdependence. What? Strategic interdependence. Sir, come again. Strategic interdependence. What does it mean, sir? What does it imply, sir? Let me give you an example. Guys, all of you must have had this can cold drink, let's say of Coca-Cola. Now suppose Coca-Cola brings a can cold drink, you will immediately see Pepsi doing the same. You see Pepsi bringing 1 liter bottle, Coca-Cola will also bring 1 liter bottle of cold drink. So basically, what is your strategy is very related to your competitor's strategy. there is interdependence. So your actions will not only depend on what you want, but also on what your competition is doing. Sir, to explain it in Hindi, अब मैं ओलिगोपोली हिंदी में समझाता हूँ. देखिए, ओलिगोपोली एक ऐसा मार्केट है जिसमें कुछ सेलर्स है. कुछ सेलर मतलब 2 सेलर, 3 सेलर, 4 सेलर, मतलब हर सेलर के पास मार्केट का 5-10% हिस्सा है. बहुत ज्यादा लोग नहीं है मार्केट के अंदर, ठीक है ना. 5-7 लोग हैं, ज्यादा नहीं है. 10 भी हो सकते हैं, बट ज्यादा नहीं है, ठीक है. साथ ही साथ में इसमें स्ट्रेटेजिक इंटरडिपेंडेंस पाया जाता है. स्ट्रेटेजिक इंटरडिपेंडेंस का मतलब होता है कि जो आप कर रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप अपने कंपटीशन को नहीं देखो कि कंपटीशन क्या कर रहा है. आप क्या कर रहे हो ये इस बात पर भी निर्भर करता है कि आपका कंपटीशन क्या कर रहा है. आप क्या कर रहे हो ये इस बात पे भी निर्भर करता है कि आपका कंपटीशन क्या कर रहा है. सर, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपका कंपटीशन, मान लीजिए कोल्ड ड्रिंक का बात कर रहे हैं, तो कोई 1 लीटर का बोतल लेकर आता है कोको कोला, तो पेप्सी भी वही करता है, 1 लीटर का कोल्ड ड्रिंक बोतल तुरंत लॉन्च कर देता है. So the strategies are very intermingled. That is called strategic interdependence. If you look carefully, each market has a unique feature. In perfect competition, there was perfect knowledge. In perfect competition, there is perfect knowledge. So sellers of complete knowledge, buyers also have complete knowledge. In monopoly, there is price discrimination. In monopoly, there is price discrimination. In monopoly, there is price discrimination. In monopolistic competition, if you tell me, in monopolistic competition, what do you have? My dear friends, in monopolistic competition, you experience, first of all, you incur selling costs. Second, non-price competition. That is competition, but not by reducing prices, just by advertising and trying to show yourself better. And finally, oligopoly. Few sellers with strategic interdependence. Close eye on what your competition is doing. That is strategic interdependence. Acha, all of you, do you want to hear one story of Pepsi and Coca-Cola, of Crystal Pepsi? Do you want to hear that story? Yes, sir. So it was about, I may be wrong with the year, but it was about 1990s, 1990. Pepsi brought a revolutionary product. Pepsi brought a revolutionary product. You know what it was? It was, Crystal Pepsi. What is Crystal Pepsi, sir? It is basically looking like water, but tasting like Pepsi. That is Crystal Pepsi. It was transparent like water. Like I have water here, you see. I have water here. So it was just this color. But the taste was of Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi. You know what happened after that? Pepsi's sale got up. Now Coca-Cola thought what to do. I will tell you something called self-sabotage. Coca-Cola intentionally, with the same packaging like Pepsi, you know what it started manufacturing? Crystal. But it intentionally kept it taste bad. The taste was bad. So what happened, when people used to drink Crystal thumbs up, they did not like it. So they used to think that any of this Crystal concept is a poor concept. So even Crystal Pepsi started selling less. The sales declined for Crystal Pepsi as well. Why? Because since the packaging was similar, in people's mindset it was set that since Crystal thumbs up is not good, Crystal Pepsi is also not good. And the sales deteriorated for Crystal Pepsi. This was intentionally designed self-sabotage. So you see, what your competition is doing, you are doing the same. Strategic interdependence. A very good case study on strategic interdependence. Understood or not? Yes. Next is fierce advertising. Next is, my dear friends, fierce advertising. Next we discuss is fierce advertising. This market is characterized by oligopoly. I am talking about. Fierce means aggressive advertising. Most costs are incurred here only. It is characterized by fierce advertising. I could write huge selling costs incurred here. Huge selling cost incurred here. Huge selling cost means advertising cost, obviously. So if in exam, if you get market where most selling costs are incurred, where most selling costs are incurred, your answer would automatically be, yes, it is going to be your oligopoly market. It is going to be your oligopoly market. Acha. Is that so, sir? Yes, that is so, friends. That is correct. Now, before I get into the discussion any further, I would love to discuss some MCQs with you all. I am sure you people must be ready for the same. So be ready. Okay. A very easy question, straightforward. Strategic interdependence is a feature of, correct, oligopoly market. Achha. Another question that I have for you all. Another question that I am having for you all. Please answer the same. Yes, sir, please ask. The question is very simple. What is the question? Market where products have same warranty, design, quality, guarantee. A, perfect competition. B, monopoly. C, oligopoly. D, monopolistic. Competition. Which one do you think? Market where products have same warranty, design, quality, brand name, etc. Come on. The answer is perfect competition. Now you know what I tricked you with? I was teaching you oligopoly. I gave a question from perfect competition because I was estimating that some of you will write oligopoly. Why? Because oligopoly is going on. So see, you made a mistake. This represents the homogeneity. If warranty, design, quality, everything is same, it implies products are homogeneous. Remember, the products are homogeneous only in perfect competition. So any other answer will be wrong, will be straightforward wrong. Just because we are doing oligopoly doesn't mean you will answer oligopoly. Hello friends, is it crystal clear? Yes or no? Is it crystal clear? Yes or no, please? Yes, sir. We have understood this. Yes, sir, we have understood this. So you see, this is the nature of product. Here it is. In perfect competition, if you compare, the products sold are homogeneous in nature. In perfect competition, the products are homogeneous in nature. In monopoly, there is no close substitute of the product itself. In monopoly, There is no close substitute of the product itself. In monopolistic competition, the products are somewhat differentiated. In monopolistic competition, the products are somewhat differentiated, different from each other. In oligopoly, the products have both the nature, homogeneity plus differentiated. It may vary condition to condition. I will give you this example of how homogeneity is possible. I'll give you an example, don't worry, but it is homogeneous plus differentiated. Mainly oligopoly sells differentiated products. Okay. So now, my dear friends, let me explain oligopoly in Hindi so that we can discuss the diagram and types of oligopoly. Okay. Pay attention, everybody. Pay attention, everybody. हिंदी में ओलिगोपोली समराइज. ओलिगोपोली एक ऐसी मार्केट है, ओलिगोपोली एक ऐसी मार्केट है जहां पे ओलिगोपोली एक ऐसी मार्केट है जहां पर कुछ ही सेलर्स हैं और उनके पास एक मार्केट का मेजर शेयर है. वो लोग एक दूसरे पर निर्भर है. अगर एक जन कोई ऑफर लेकर आता है या एक जन और कोई पर्टिकुलर जैसे कैन का कोल्ड ड्रिंक लेकर आता है तो दूसरा भी वही लेकर आएगा. स्ट्रेटेजिक इंटरडिपेंडेंस बोलते हैं. और इन लोग एडवर्टाइजिंग और मार्केटिंग पे एकदम खर्चा करते हैं, बहुत खर्चा करते हैं, बहुत अग्रेसिवली खर्चा करते हैं. क्लियर है? यस. नाउ वी आर डिस्कसिंग टाइप्स ऑफ ओलिगोपोली. Sir, what are we discussing? Friends, we are discussing types of oligopoly. Sir, come again. Yes, we are discussing types of oligopoly. Is that so, sir? Yes, that is so, friends. We are discussing types of oligopoly. Okay, so let's go. Number one, pure or perfect oligopoly. Number one is pure or perfect oligopoly. Number one is pure or perfect oligopoly. Pure or perfect oligopoly. What does it mean, sir? What does it mean, sir? This pure or perfect oligopoly that you are telling? See, try to understand. See, try to understand. It is when there are few sellers. See, oligopoly means few sellers. But you know what? They are selling homogeneous commodities. Sir, you told perfect competition only homogeneous. In oligopoly, it can be homogeneous as well. But yes, previous question answer was only perfect competition. Because if they have written homogeneous and they have given you option between perfect competition and oligopoly, answer is always perfect competition. So don't say that, sir, we were right. Yes, oligopoly has different homogeneous product, but only one type of oligopoly. It is called pure or perfect oligopoly. It is called pure or perfect oligopoly. Acha, sir. Okay. Now, my dear friends, I have a very simple question. You all tell me the answer. Okay. Okay. So we are talking about pure or perfect oligopoly. Okay. Pay attention. See. My dear friends, you know. My dear friends, you know that homogeneous products are sold. Yes, you know this. Now, what is pure or perfect oligopoly? Now, what is pure or perfect oligopoly? See, you have heard of Tata? Yes, Tisco, Tata Iron and Steel Company. Have you heard of it? Yes, sir, we have heard of it. Tata Iron and Steel Company. You have heard of SAIL, Steel Authority of India? Have you heard of SAIL, Steel Authority of India? Yes, sir, we have heard of SAIL also. Now, suppose Tata or SAIL is supplying steel or iron. Arey Baba, iron and steel are the same. How can iron or steel be different? Acha, that way homogeneous. Yes. So that is pure or perfect oligopoly. If all the sellers, first of all, very few sellers. Oligopoly means few sellers. Oligopoly means few sellers. So no questions about that. There is no question about that. But there are few sellers selling homogeneous products. तो प्योर या परफेक्ट ओलिगोपोली क्या हुआ, जहां पे कुछ सेलर्स एग्जैक्टली सेम प्रोडक्ट बेच रहे हैं। अब जैसे आयरन हो गया, स्टील हो गया, वो दो अलग अलग कंपनियां बनाए चाहे या निकाले, वो तो एक मिनरल है जो आप निकाल रहे हो, तो मिनरल्स में तो कोई फर्क आएगा नहीं, एंड इस वजह से आयरन और स्टील को होमोजेनियस प्रोडक्ट्स है। ये इसका मतलब हुआ प्योर और परफेक्ट ओलिगोपोली का। डियर फ्रेंड्स, फर्स्ट वन इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर, यस और नो प्लीज, कम ऑन एवरीवन। Come on, friends. All right. All right. Next is open and closed oligopoly. Open and closed oligopoly. You know, open oligopoly is the one which has freedom of entry and exit. Acha, another example I can, acha, once again, sir, pure or perfect oligopoly, another example. My dear friends, if you go to take petrol, you know, there is Indian Oil, there is Bharat Petrol, there is HP, you know. So what I'm trying to say is that if you go and take petrol or diesel, Arey Baba, formula and the petrol and diesel are exactly same of these brands. Yes, sir, you are correct. That is also pure or perfect oligopoly. Now coming back to what I was discussing, open oligopoly and closed oligopoly. Open oligopoly and closed oligopoly. See, open oligopoly is the one where, yeah, which is characterized by freedom of entry and exit. Open oligopoly is the one which is characterized by freedom of entry and exit. Which is characterized by freedom of entry and exit. Which is characterized by what? Which is characterized by freedom of entry and exit. Open oligopoly is that one, which is characterized by freedom of entry and exit. So, you know, it means that new firms, that means new firms are able to enter the market, existing firms are ready to leave the market. That is open oligopoly. But closed oligopoly means new firms cannot enter the market. There is barriers to entry. There is barriers to entry. Barriers to entry is like monopoly only. It can be in the form of huge money required. So suppose if I want to, you know, get into oil business, will I be able to compete with countries like Russia, Dubai, Saudi Arabia? Will I be able to compete? Absolutely not, sir. You won't be able to compete. That is what. So there might be huge financial resources, or there might be some strategic control over resources, which I may not have. That is closed oligopoly. That is what? That is closed oligopoly. Open oligopoly, there is freedom of entry and exit. Closed oligopoly, no new firm can enter, so there is no freedom of entry and exit as such. Is that crystal clear, friends? Yes or no, please? Come on, friends, confirm it. Yes or no? Come on, friends, confirm it. So explain it in Hindi. Open oligopoly मतलब एक ऐसा मार्केट जहां पे नया कंपटीशन, नया बिजनेसेस एंटर कर सकता है या एग्जिस्टिंग बिजनेसेस लीव कर सकता है। बट क्लोज्ड ओलिगोपोली का मतलब है कि नए फर्म्स एंटर नहीं कर सकते मार्केट में, क्योंकि बैरियर्स है एंट्री का। ठीक है, ये हो गया ओपन एंड क्लोज्ड ओलिगोपोली। देन इज collusive and competitive oligopoly. Friends, there is collusive, and then friends, there is something called competitive oligopoly. There is collusive and competitive oligopoly. Sir, come again. Collusive and competitive oligopoly. Collusive and competitive oligopoly. Sir, what is collusive oligopoly and what is competitive oligopoly? Pay attention, friends. See, Suppose there are countries, like Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, Saudi Arabia. Yes, sir. You have heard of them. Now, if all these sellers have come together, like Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, Saudi Arabia, they have formed OPEC. All of you must Google after the class OPEC, OPEC. The full form is Organization of Petrol Exporting Countries. What is it? It's the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Okay. So now, my dear friends, what happens is these OPEC members have come together to decide the price of oil, natural gas, etc. What does it mean, sir? Now, suppose if Iran wants to reduce the price or Iraq wants to sell at a lower price, Iraq cannot do that. Why they have done this? So that they can form cartels and decide on price. So that they can form cartels and decide on price. They can form cartels and decide on price. Achha. So you are telling the idea is to form cartel, right, sir? Yes, friends, you are right. The idea is to form cartels so that anybody new is prevented to enter, because the cartel will be so powerful. I will tell you one secret. You know what? In any country, cartels are illegal. But here, since the governments are coming together, so that has become legal. Oh, so here why it is happening? Because suppose we are not together. Suppose you are Russia, let's say I am Saudi Arabia, etc., etc. Now suppose you are Russia, you are telling that I will reduce price of oil. I will say, okay, I will reduce price further. Now this way both of us are fighting. The buyer is enjoying. Wow, wow, keep fighting, keep fighting. Let the price be reduced, we are enjoying. But what if both of us are friends? Both of us come together and decide that whoever is asked to sell, both of us are into agreement that we will not sell at a lower price. If we have decided that suppose the cost will be, let's say, 50,000 rupees per barrel of oil, per barrel. Normally it is quoted in US dollar. I am saying in rupees. Suppose it is 50,000 rupees per barrel. Now, whether you are saying this or I am saying this, both will maintain the same price. This way, buyers cannot try to kind of intimidate us. You know what? Because they know that we are a group, we are a cartel. It's much like what you are seeing right now. Russia and Ukraine crisis. Don't you think Russia would have easily captured Ukraine? Yes, sir. But it is because Ukraine was about to enter the NATO countries. So, therefore, they formed a cartel, a group that made them more powerful. Understood, not understood, friends? Yes or no, please? Yes or no, please? Collusive oligopoly, did you understand? Yes or no, friends? Collusive oligopoly, did you understand? Yes or no? Come on, friends, answer fast. Collusive oligopoly. Yes. Now, sir, what is competitive oligopoly? My dear friends, the oligopoly which is not collusive is competitive. Sir, please come again. The oligopoly which is not collusive is competitive. That is competitive oligopoly. That is competitive oligopoly. So what is competitive oligopoly? One where there is no collusion. Means where the sellers have not come together. So it's like, okay, Russia, you sell on your own. Okay, Dubai, you sell on your own. Okay, Iran, you sell on your own. Okay, Iraq, you sell on your own. So there is no kind of cartel formation here. Then you are competing. So if there is no understanding between the sellers, then they are competing. And that, my dear friend, makes it a competitive oligopoly. Competitive oligopoly, competitive oligopoly. Got it, sir. Got it. So collusive oligopoly in Hindi and competitive in Hindi. See, देखिए, collusive oligopoly का मतलब होता है जहां पर सेलर्स जो है ना वो साथ में आ गए हैं. Collusive oligopoly का मतलब होता है जहां पर जो सेलर्स है ना ये लोग साथ में आ गए. यहाँ पर जो सेलर्स लोग हैं कल्यूसिव ओलिगोपॉली में, ये लोग साथ में आ गए हैं एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर्म करने, ये लोग साथ में आ गए हैं और एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर्म करने, इसको बोलते हैं कल्यूसिव ओलिगोपॉली। इनके बीच में एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर्म हो चुका है, इससे हम लोग कल्यूसिव ओलिगोपॉली कहते हैं। अच्छा, इनके बीच में एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर्म हो चुका है, कल्यूसिव ओलिगोपॉली या इसमें एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग फॉर्म हो चुका है। बट कंपेटिटिव ओलिगोपॉली में हम लोग अलग अलग है, आप अपना कीजिए हम अपना करेंगे, दैट इज कंपेटिटिव ओलिगोपॉली। अंडरस्टूड? अब मैं आपको आगे बताता हूं। नाउ लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू फर्दर व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग इज पार्शियल और फुल ओलिगोपॉली। पार्शियल और फुल ओलिगोपॉली, व्हाट आर वी डिस्कसिंग फ्रेंड्स? पार्शियल और फुल ओलिगोपॉली। ओके, सो पे अटेंशन, see what is full oligopoly. You know, suppose the market share of all the sellers in the market, if it is equal, so it means all sellers are almost equally big, all sellers are almost equally big, that is full oligopoly, that is they are almost equally big. What is partial oligopoly? What is partial oligopoly? Partial oligopoly, my dear friends, is a scenario when there is one leader. Suppose in telecom industry, Jio, followed by small players like Airtel and Vodafone, which are big but not as big as the industry leader. So in partial oligopoly, there will be an industry leader, and others will be following that industry leader. That, my dear friends, is called a partial oligopoly. Partial oligopoly. Is that crystal clear, friends? Yes or no, friends? Come on. Come on. Yes, sir, we have definitely understood this. Yes, sir, we have definitely understood this. It's absolutely clear to us. Okay. Yes, fantastic. Now let's go about it. Let's go about it. This we have understood. So that, my dear friends, is what? Partial or full oligopoly. What is it, friends? Partial or full oligopoly. Understood? Yes. Next, friends, we are discussing is syndicated and organized oligopoly. What is it? Syndicated and organized oligopoly. All right. So, sir, tell us about this. So, what is syndicated oligopoly? Here, what happens is the different sellers are not selling to the customer. What did I say? In syndicated oligopoly, the different sellers are not selling to the customer. They are selling to a syndicate. It is a centralized group. Now this syndicate is selling these products in the market. Somehow, not exactly, but somehow you can say Amul. Amul is buying from different milkmen. Now these milkmen are not directly dealing with the individual customer. They are selling it to Amul. Now Amul being a centralized syndicate, now this syndicate is selling it to the competition. That is syndicated oligopoly. Selling to the market. Syndicated oligopoly. And what is organized oligopoly? Here the firms have organized themselves and they have created a central association. Now what is this association doing? This association is taking only decisions for fixing prices, etc. This association is fixing prices, etc. But it is not selling. Who is selling? The people only. That is the individual sellers only. So what is happening? They have all together come, the different sellers have all together come. They have fixed the price together. Now they are selling individually. In syndicated, all of them have come together and the syndicate is now selling. They are selling to syndicate. Syndicate is acting as a middle person. Okay, is that so, sir? Yes, sir, we have understood. Understood? Yes, sir. It is crystal clear. It is crystal clear. That is syndicated, where you will not directly sell to the consumer. You will sell it to the syndicate. Syndicate will sell it further. Acha. That is syndicated oligopoly or what, sir? Yes, my dear friends. That is syndicated oligopoly. Is that crystal clear, friends? Yes or no, please? Is that crystal clear, friends? Yes or no, please? Yes, sir, it's crystal clear. Now, if this is crystal clear, friends, now coming back to, acha, in Hindi I have forgot to explain. I will do it in Hindi as well. See, देखिए syndicated में क्या होता है? Syndicated में क्या होता है कि जो members लोग होते हैं ना, वो लोग खुद प्रोडक्ट कस्टमर को नहीं बेच रहे, वो लोग प्रोडक्ट सिंडिकेट को बेच रहे हैं, सिंडिकेट प्रोडक्ट को आगे बेच रहा है कस्टमर को। अच्छा, व्हाट इज ऑर्गेनाइज मोनोपोली में क्या हो रहा है कि प्रोडक्ट वो खुद ही बेच रहे हैं, बस एक सेंट्रलाइज्ड एसोसिएशन है जो इनका प्राइस निकालने में मिलकर ये लोग प्राइस डिसाइड करें, बस इतनी सी बात है। दैट इज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड मोनोपोली। आई होप इट इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर। अगर कोई डिस्काउंट देना है तो मिलकर डिसाइड करेंगे, दैट इज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड मोनोपोली। बेचो सब अपना अपना, दैट इज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड मोनोपोली। फ्रेंड्स, इफ इट इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर, you know, yes, yes, in syndicated oligopoly, the members sell at the respective prices. At further what price it used to be sold, syndicate is deciding that. Okay, now go ahead. Now go ahead. Let's go ahead. See, now pay attention. Oligopoly diagram. You know what is it called? Oligopoly diagram is called by two names. Oligopoly diagram is called by two names. I will tell it to you. Oligopoly diagram is told by two names. So what are the two names? Here it is. Number one, it is called the Kinked demand curve. Kinked demand curve. Also, it is known as the indeterminate curve. Indeterminate curve. It is also known as the indeterminate curve. Write it down. Indeterminate curve, Kinked demand curve. Write it down, everybody. Written. Achha, who gave this model? I am drawing the diagram. Please remember, there has to be no confusion here. It is called Paul Sweezy, an economist named Paul Sweezy. I am writing down his name in the middle. Paul Sweezy. Paul Sweezy. And so we call it Paul Sweezy model. We call it Paul Sweezy model because it was this particular economist that gave this, entire picture. Paul Sweezy model. This we call as Paul Sweezy model. Okay. Now, how this diagram is coming? I'll show it to you. See. I'll draw this diagram and show it to you. See. Now, what is happening is suppose there is this price level P1, there is this quantity level Q1. There is this price level P1 and this quantity level Q1. Okay. Now, suppose an individual firm had decided that, okay, now what I will do, I will increase the price. Do you think other firms will also increase the price? No, they will not. So this firm's product will sell very fast, will reduce very fast. This producer's sales will reduce very fast. You know why? Because others are not increasing the price, but this firm is increasing the price. Oh, so quantity has reduced. So initially you were here, now you are here. So sales has gone down very fast. But suppose this firm from P1, instead of increasing the price, it is deciding to reduce the price. Now if it is reducing the price, what will other firm do? To To be safe, they will also reduce the price. To be safe, they will also reduce the price. Now, friends, since they will also reduce the price, since they will also reduce the price, friends, what is happening is quantity will increase, but by large quantity or little, sir. So it will increase, but very little. Here it is. So it is Q3. It is Q3 here. So if you join them, what do you find out? There is a kind of kink in the middle. You see here. If you see there is a kink because there is a turn of shape. The shape has turned. This is why Mr. Paul Sweezy called it kinked demand curve. And here is your data. Understood or not understood, friends? Because many of people don't know how this diagram came. This is how this diagram came. I am sure now everybody is understanding the same. Okay. So now let's talk about it. Kinked demand curve is a feature of which market? Perfect competition, monopolistic competition, monopoly market, or oligopoly market? What say, friends? Which one do you think? Which one do you reckon is your answer? Come on, everybody. Yes, you are correct. You people are correct when you are telling me that, sir, kinked demand feature is indeed a feature of, as you can clearly see it, sir, it's clearly a feature of oligopoly market. Absolutely correct. Kinked demand curve is, yes, a feature of oligopoly market. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Okay, next. Strategic interdependence is a feature of which market? This we have studied. Strategic interdependence, again, oligopoly market. Achha. Who gave the concept of kinked demand curve? Was it Purno, Pigo, Sweezy, or Marshall? Which economist did that? Come on, everybody. Which economist gave us this feature? Come on, everybody. Let's hear it out. Yes, you are correct. All of you are correct in stating this. Sweezy, correct. Now, friends, there are some, miscellaneous types of markets. I will tell you about those miscellaneous types of markets. I hope you all are ready for this. Yes, sir, we are. Number one is monopsony market. What indeed is a monopsony market? What in reality is a monopsony market? Friends, it's a market characterized by single buyer and multiple sellers. Single buyer and many sellers, many sellers. Monopsony is a market characterized by single buyer and many sellers. एक खरीदने वाला बहुत बेचने वाले, ये कैसे मुमकिन है सर? ये तो नहीं मुमकिन है मुमकिन। इंडियन रेलवेज, आज जो इंडियन रेलवेज है इसमें गवर्नमेंट ही बायर है। अब मान लीजिए कि जो रेलवे ट्रैक्स में जो आयरन स्टील रॉड्स प्लेटिंग यूज होती है, वो प्लेटिंग तो बहुत लोग बनाते हैं, खरीदता तो सिर्फ इंडियन रेलवे यानी गवर्नमेंट ही है। तो सिंगल बायर मेनी सेलर्स, दैट इज अ monopsony market. अच्छा, I will repeat it in English. Here in Indian Railways, suppose the steel plates or the iron plates for the platform that is needed, these are manufactured by many, but used by or purchased by only one, which is Indian Railways, Government of India. So it's a monopsony market. Acha, I have a question. Okay, will you answer this? In a monopsony market, who do you think will have a higher bargaining power? Who do you think will have a higher bargaining power in a monopsony market? Who do you think will have a higher bargaining power? Higher bargaining power. I told you the trick last day. Let's see which one of you is answering this. Which one? Yes. Wow. All of you have given the correct answer, stating that, sir, it would be the buyer. Stating that it would be the buyer. You are absolutely correct. You know, it is the buyer. Why? Because buyers are few in number. Why? Because buyers are few in number. Now, friends, if the buyers are few in number, if the buyers are few in number, automatically they have got the game in their pocket. Duopoly. Duopoly is a feature of oligopoly only. I would not say feature, I would say type. You know, it's a special type of oligopoly. So what is so special about this type of oligopoly? Duopoly is a special type of oligopoly as it has two firms. You know, the Airbus and the Boeing, PepsiCo and Coca-Cola Inc. All these are duopoly, where there are, you know, two firms in the market. These are special types of oligopoly. This is a special type of oligopoly you see. Achha. Correct. That is duopoly. Special type of oligopoly. See, oligopoly can have more than two firms. Yes, there is few, but it is not necessary that there will only be two. But in duopoly, it is that kind of oligopoly where there are exactly two firms. So all duopoly is oligopoly, but all oligopoly is not duopoly. Everybody in the chat, write it down. Come on, everyone. All duopoly is oligopoly, but all oligopoly is not duopoly. Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Now we talk about bilateral monopoly. What do we talk about? We talk about bilateral monopoly. What are we talking about? Sir, we are talking about bilateral monopoly. We are talking about bilateral monopoly. Now see what is bilateral monopoly. Pay attention, everyone. Pay attention, everyone. What is bilateral monopoly? You know, it is a monopoly from both the sides. Means there will be one seller from seller side, one buyer from buyer side. Funny, isn't it? Yes, sir. Yes. How is it, sir? Now, my dear friends, you must have heard of the Rafale fighter jets that India had recently, you know, Rafale fighter jets that India had recently purchased from France. I'm sure you are aware of it. Now, see, in this entire world, you consider for Rafale jets, there was only one seller, that was France. And for Rafale jets in particular, there was only one buyer, which was India. So therefore, this is the case of bilateral monopoly. Only one seller and one buyer in the market. Got it. दोनों तरफ से मोनोपोली है, सेलर के साइड से भी, बायर के साइड से भी. सेलर के साइड से एक सेलर, बायर के साइड से एक बायर. ये यहाँ पर जो है इंपॉर्टेंट पिक्चर है या इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्कशन है जो चलने लग रहा है. आप लोग ये समझिए. क्रिस्टल क्लियर है क्या? हाँ या ना बताना. क्रिस्टल क्लियर है क्या? हाँ या ना बताना. ठीक है. And then there is oligopsony. Oligopsony is where there are few buyers in the market. Where there are few buyers in the market. Factor market, for example. What is factor market? You know, it is like the business firms who buy machines. Now, suppose there is a machines that manufacture chips. Now to manufacture chips, the large scale costly machine, does everyone purchase? No, sir. Few companies, like few brands like Lays will purchase, or maybe Bingo will purchase. Acha. So factor market is an example of oligopsony. Factor market means where machine is sold, where labor is hired. That is oligopsony. That is what? That is oligopsony. That is oligopsony. Acha. Is this what oligopsony is, sir? Yes, my dear friends, that is what oligopsony is all about. Where there are few buyers and there are multiple sellers. There are few buyers, multiple sellers. And you don't care about, you don't care about sellers here. You care about buyers here. Whenever there is a word sony, monopsony means single buyer, oligopsony means few buyers. Got it, sir? Yes, sir, we have understood this. My dear friends, if you have understood this, shall we move to the institute material and solve some numericals out there? Yes or no, friends? Obviously, this price and output will continue tomorrow also. This we will do tomorrow also. But today, at least, can we start solving the back questions, you see? If you all agree, then I'll go ahead. And in this, please remember, we will solve all the topics. In this, we will solve all the topics, remember. All the topics meaning what? Here we will solve basically all the 3 chapters in this particular, all the 3 units in this particular chapter. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. Are we ready for the same? If we are, let's straight away attack and begin from this particular question itself. Okay, let's begin from then this particular question itself. Okay, yes, sure. First question, everybody answer it to me. First question, everybody answer it to me. Come on. Your answers, please. Please repeat duopoly. Duopoly means market characterized by 2 sellers. Like if you are seeing aircraft manufacturing, there is one this Boeing and then there is Airbus. Or for cold drink market, there is Pepsi and then there is Coca-Cola. So 2 sellers in the market, 2 main sellers in the market. Cartel means where there are many people coming together, many sellers coming together. So sellers coming together so that they don't compete, rather they collaborate and sell their product. That is cartel. Now here we come. See, what will be the equilibrium market price? As we have done time and again, equilibrium price, market price is the price at which quantity demanded will be equal to quantity sold. I mean quantity supplied or quantity sold. Yes, sir, it's correct. So if that is correct, my dear friends, then what level do you see here? Where is demand and supply becoming equal? If you all look carefully, it is becoming here that they are equal. That is at price of rupees 4. So, sir, let's go ahead and write rupees 4. Acha, sir, we have understood. One of our friends is telling, sir, repeat cartel. Okay, see. This is seller 1, this is seller 2, this is seller 3. Okay, seller 1, seller 2, seller 3. Now they have decided that they will come together and form a group so that they don't have to reduce the price. Now they will together decide the product price. And nobody will reduce the price. They will keep the price same. That is called cartel. I hope it's crystal clear. When sellers come together. Moving on. Assuming that when price is rupees 20, quantity demanded is 9 units. When price is 19, quantity demanded is 10 units. Based on this, what is the marginal revenue? So see, your quantity is 9 units, and then your quantity is 10 units, then your quantity is 10 units. If your quantity is 9 units and if your quantity is 10 units. Now what is happening is when price is, pay attention, when price is 19, when price is 20, this is the quantity sold 9. When price is reduced, quantity sold increases. So what is total revenue? What is total revenue? If you talk about 9 into 20, it's 180 here. If you talk about 10 into 19, it's 190 here. It's 190 here. So if you talk about marginal revenue, when you move from 9 to 2, when you move from 9 to 10, when you move from 9 to 10, when you move from 9 to 10, it has changed by how much? The revenue has changed by how much? It has increased by 10 rupees. It has increased by 10 rupees. That is marginal revenue. That is a marginal revenue. So by 10 rupees, your revenue has increased. So that is marginal revenue, which is 10. So here the answer will be 10. Remember, total revenue you can only compute, you can compute marginal revenue at any level. That is at 10 units. Only when you do total revenue at 10 units, like they asked what is the from an increase in output from 9 to 10. So total revenue till that level minus total revenue at the previous level. Got it? So it will be rupees 10. It will be what? It will be rupees 10. That will be your answer, friends. That will be your answer. Sir, we have understood the answer. Sir, we have understood the answer. Are you sure, everyone? Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, great. Now, if you talk about this further, what is written here is, assuming that when price is rupees 20, quantity demanded is 15 units. When price is 18, quantity demanded is 16 units. What is the marginal revenue from increase in output? So, Baba, first you do this now. You multiply this 20 into 15. Now, if you do 20 into 15, what you are finding out, it is giving you 300. When price is 18, it is 16. So, 18 into 16, then you find out 1810 is 180, 186 is 108 or what? 180, 186 is, yes, 108 only. So now, here you had 180 and then 108, so 288 in total. Now your revenue is declining by 12. So marginal revenue is minus 12. Because from 300 it is reduced to 288. So 288 minus 300. Always the later one minus the earlier one. So it's giving you minus 12. So revenue is falling, declining revenue. Next question number 4. Again a very interesting question. Let's see what they are trying to say. Trying to ask. Suppose a firm is producing a level of output, such that MR is greater than MC. Very good. What should firm do to increase the profits or maximize the profits? Should sit idle, relax, listen to good music. Option A. B. Should hire less labor, should increase price, or should it increase output? What do you think is the correct answer? What do you think is the correct answer? In question number 4, come on. Yes. Firm should increase output till when? Till when? Come on. Till MR becomes equal to MC. Till when? Till MR becomes equal to MC. Till MR becomes equal to MC, you will advise the firm to keep producing as it is very beneficial. As it is very beneficial. Next. What is marginal revenue equal to? See, marginal revenue is change in total revenue. Marginal revenue is change in total revenue due to one additional unit. Due to one additional unit. This price into quantity is total revenue. So the change in total revenue due to 1 unit change in output. Absolutely correct. Instead of total revenue, they have given you P into Q. Now, come on, friends, you must know that price into quantity sold is total revenue. Prices means the price at which you are selling it. Obviously, this is the answer. Friends, yes or no? Come on. Yes. So if you move forward, let's move on to question number 6 and find out what is going on in question number 6. Please answer me. Question number 6. Everyone, please answer question number 6. Yes, tomorrow we are going to solve everything. Don't worry. That's not a big cause to worry, you see. So see, suppose the sole proprietorship is earning total revenue of 1 lakh and incurring explicit cost 75. Owner could work for another company for 30,000. That is the implicit cost. So 75 plus 30, the total cost is 75,000 plus 30,000. You know, so it's 1,05,000. And what the firm is making is 1 lakh. So it's rather a case of economic loss. You are not able to recover your economic cost. What is economic cost? Explicit cost plus implicit cost. So the firm is incurring and loss. Why? Because revenues are 1 lakh and cost is 1,05,000. Sir, we have got the idea. We have got the idea. So firm is incurring an economic loss. Which of the following is not an essential condition of pure competition? See, pure competition. What is pure competition, sir? Which has first 3 features of perfect competition. Now, sir, what are the first 3 features of perfect competition? Large number of buyers and sellers, homogeneous products with freedom of entry and exit. This features if present, it is called pure competition. So this feature of transportation cost is not important. Yes, it is there in perfect competition, but not required in pure competition. In pure competition, only 3 conditions are necessary. Come on, everybody. What are the 3 conditions of pure competition? The first 3 conditions of perfect competition. What are those? Large number of buyers and sellers, selling homogeneous products with freedom of entry and exit. Come on, everybody. Write it down in the chat, please. Large number of buyers and sellers, selling homogeneous products with freedom of entry and exit. So D is our answer to this question. Next, question number 8. What is the shape of demand curve faced by the firm under perfect competition? What is the demand curve, shape of demand curve faced by the firm under perfect competition? Tell me, come on. They are telling demand curve. So remember, we had done this, a straight line where price is equals to average revenue equals to margin revenue. That is the demand curve. So it's a horizontal curve. Horizontal means parallel to x-axis. Okay. What is the first condition for a profit of a firm to be maximized? Very good question. We have done this time and again, time and again, time and again. When we used to draw the diagram, it helped in determining quantity levels. Yes, the point at which MC equals to MR. Second condition is MC cuts MR from below. Yes, we remember this. We remember this. MC equals to MR, MC cuts MR from below. Next. What is the characteristic of a price taker? So first think, who is the price taker? Sir, the sellers in a perfectly competitive market. Because market is the price maker. And you know in what happens in that market? Is average revenue equal to price? Is total revenue price into quantity? What exactly happens? The curve is negatively sloped. What is happening? Come on. And they're asking not a characteristic. So not a see TR equals to P into Q is the characteristic. This is a characteristic. This is a characteristic. Because you know in perfect competition this is the demand curve. But it will not have negatively sloped demand curve. They're asking which of them is not a characteristic of perfect competition. So negatively sloped demand curve is not a characteristic. because in perfect competition demand curve is horizontally sloped. They are asking which is nahi, which is not. You have to be careful whether they are asking which is a characteristic or which is not a characteristic of that kind. Sir, we have understood this. Sir, we have understood this. Next. Which of them is false? Economic cost include the opportunity cost of resources owned by the firm. Accounting cost include only economic cost. False statement. False statement they are asking, not the true ones. Please remember, economic profit will always be less than accounting profit if resources owned by the firm have an opportunity cost. Okay. Accounting profit is equal to total revenue less implicit cost. Wrong. Wrong. In books of accounts, if you calculate accounting profit is equal to total revenue minus explicit cost. Why? Because explicit costs are the ones that are indeed recorded in your books of accounts. Achha. Is that the case, sir? Yes, that is the case. With a given supply curve, a decrease in demand. Achha, supply curve remaining constant. Supply curve remaining constant. Now what is happening? Decrease in demand. So demand curve has shifted leftwards. Where is it shifted? It has shifted leftwards. So it has shifted like this. So equilibrium price and quantity has fallen. So overall decrease in price and decrease in equilibrium quantity. Bas. Simple answer. We have understood, no tension at all. Graph based rule, we have discussed it in lot of details. I remember. You all must also remember. Only I don't have to remember that. Next question. It is used in or assumed in economic theory. It is assumed in economic theory that decision making within the firm is usually undertaken by managers but never by owners. Next question is, what is it saying? That the ultimate goal of a firm is to maximize profit regardless of size or type of business. As the firm size increases, so do its goal, or the basic decision making of unit of firm is its owners. So my dear friends, with that being said, let me remind you, the ultimate goal of the firm is to maximize profits regardless of size or type of business organization. Okay, the ultimate goal is to maximize profits regardless of firm size or type, etc. Okay, got it. Assume that consumers' income and number of sellers in the market for a good A both decrease. Acha, consumer income is also falling. Wait, consumer income falling matlab demand goes down, number of sellers falling, so supply go down, so quantity will go down. Price you cannot say because you don't know whether demand is going down greater or supply. When you don't know this, don't talk about supply. अरे बाबा, आपको ये थोड़ी पता है कि डिमांड जोर से गिरा या सप्लाई जोर से. आपको तो पता करना होगा ना एक्सेस डिमांड या एक्सेस सप्लाई. देयरफॉर आपको पता है कि क्वांटिटी तो पक्का गिर रहा है क्योंकि डिमांड भी गिरा, सप्लाई भी गिरा. So your answer will be quantity will decrease. That we know. Quantity will decrease. That we know. Acha. That's the logic, sir. Yes, that's the logic. Moving on. If supply increases in a greater proportion than demand, acha, both are increasing, but supply is in more josh. So first of all, equilibrium quantity will rise, but since supply is in more josh, excess supply, equilibrium price will fall. So the answer is equilibrium price will be lower than original and new equilibrium quantity will be higher. Absolutely, because quantity is rising, but due to excess supply, prices will fall. Yes or no, friends? Yes or no, friends? Is that crystal clear till here, my dear friends? Because supply is changing by a greater proportion. You see, this is demand, this is supply, this is the original case. Now, if demand is rising, suppose it has given us a shape like this, a rightward shift, but supply has risen even further, even beyond this. So what do you think here? The new equilibrium price is obviously coming lower, but quantity has increased. Equilibrium price has reduced, quantity has increased, and so D. My dear friends, tomorrow we will continue this topic, determination of price and output, along with MCQs. See you all. See you tomorrow. Goodbye everyone for the day. Thank you very much.